good, gang? It's Ronnie here, back at it again with another video. Alright, so as you can see from the title, we're about to talk about my top 5 tips for starter locks. I know that anybody with starter locks is scouring YouTube for anything they need to be doing, and there are some things that I probably should have known or things that I did know, but I would like to share with y'all. So I just have 5 little tips right here that I wanted to share with you guys. But before we start, just want to let y'all know that as The Real Ronnie is my lock channel, y'all already know that. I have another channel now, The Real Ronnie, which is my main channel with the vlogs, day in the life of me, like everything about me, advice, challenges, mukbangs, things like that. So if you guys want to subscribe to me for me, then that is your channel. Link is going to be in the description. And yes, thank you if you subscribe in advance. And then if you go over there and you have like ideas you want me to film, let me know and we will get on those things. So yeah, as usual, I have my little list for you guys because your girls can be a little bit of an airhead, so I have to remember these things. Let me see, is there anything else I wanted to tell y'all before we get into the video? No, and I don't like to do the long intro, so hopefully this wasn't too long. All right, so the first tip I have is, this is probably a really big part of it. You need to find one loctician and stick with that one loctician. Reason being is because when you have too many different people doing your hair, even if it's just 2 locticians, if they're not retwisting in the same direction or doing it in the same way, it can cause damage in the long run. So for example, I either go to my loctician or I do it. I've gone to one other loctician one other time and I did not go back. But it's very important that you have the same loctician, or like, you know, at least you and that loctician. Because twisting in different directions, anybody will tell you is the quickest way to thin out your locks, and it's the quickest way to end up with damage in your locks. So don't do that. Let's see. Next thing I have is you're gonna want to get yourself a little spray bottle of rose water, or you can make it or whatever, but you do need it. And that's because when you first start your locks, they're so itchy. They're gonna be very, very itchy, especially if, like, for example, you're gonna wait a month or 2 before you wash the first time. You want to give it some time to lock. Why am I stuttering so much? But you're gonna need a spray bottle because it's gonna be very itchy, and also for when it gets dry, you want to be able to moisturize it. You know, you can wet it with the rose water and then put some oil over it, but mainly for the itchiness. And I found that when I had locks, the rose water is definitely what helped me with the itchiness, and that's something I dealt a lot with in, I think, like the 2nd and 3rd months of it. So definitely gonna want to get some of that. I think I got mine at TJ Maxx. I got lucky. I don't know if they even sell it there, but they definitely have it on Amazon. And it needs to be one without any of the alcohol or anything else. It literally just needs to be rose water. The next thing I have is, what y'all probably hear of sticking. What? This is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm really just discombobulated, which y'all are probably sick of hearing me say. Oh, y'all, I think my phone literally died in the middle of my sentence, and that's so rude. And it's been like an hour now, so I'm returning to the video because I had to charge my phone. Anyway, next thing was, I know y'all are sick of hearing me say this, but bonnet. It is important for starter locks. It is important to keep them looking fresh as long as they can. It is important to make sure they don't break. It is important to retain the moisture. It is important to make sure that they stay from unraveling. It is very, 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 very important. So long story short, do it. Don't ask questions. It needs to be a satin bonnet though, for sure. Let's see, the next thing is, you need to learn to do whatever style you start your locks with. So for example, if you start your locks with 2-strand twists, you need to know how to do 2-strand twists. If you start them with coils, then you need to know how to do coils, because you're going to deal with a lot of unraveling. And meaning, if it unravels, you can't be running back to the loctician every 2 days. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to do it. So for example, when it comes out, you just go put it back. You feel me? But that's definitely important. Otherwise, you're going to constantly be at the loctician for no reason because something came out and you could really know how to do it. So that's definitely important. Just because they unravel so frequently. Like mine, for example, were unraveling I'd say I'd have like 5 unravel every day. So I was constantly in my hair fixing it, retwisting it. So it's just kind of one of those things. You don't want to be leaving them unraveled. Otherwise, when you leave them unraveled, then they're not going to be able to lock. And my last thing I have on my list today is no wigs, no braids. I have acid reflux right now. I had jalapenos earlier. But no wigs and no braids. And that's because it's too tension and too much pulling, and it can cause your locks to become flat. You know, those locks that are not cylindrical like this, but they're very flat. That's what that can cause. And number two is your locks need to be able to breathe in those important months. They need to be able to breathe and do what they got to do, and they need to be able to be messy and frizzy, and they need to be able to form. They can't form when they're covered up under something or they're squished inside of something. So definitely no wigs and no braids. Just kind of be a natural. You know, obviously it's your decision. It's your hair if you want to do that. But I definitely do not recommend that. It can really, really tear your locks up. And they hadn't even fully started yet. So anyway, y'all, those are my few tips. Like, my phone died and I was almost done anyway. But those are my few tips for you guys. Like I said, subscribe to my channel, The Real Ronnie. Link is in the description, and that's my main channel. Like, comment, subscribe, leave video requests, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Ronnie is out. Bye.